Good morning, everybody. It is, I can't believe the end of September, still like summer here in Denver. And one of everybody in Denver's favorite things to do is to go to the farmers markets. And I went up to the farmers market in U Hills on a Saturday where I found Nathan Rogers of Apex Mushrooms. And now you're going to find him too because I want him to tell you all about him, what he does, and even things you can do. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, Gabby. How are you? Hello, everybody.
Is it Apex or App?
It's Apex.
That's what I said. Okay, I got it right. All right. Well, I met you at the farmer's market with my friends who had been buying, and then I started buying your fabulous mushrooms. And I thought, well, you can only get mushrooms for a day or two, or, whatever. Tell me about you and how you got into this and about Apex mushrooms.
Absolutely. So it's been quite a journey. I started out in college. I studied biology. Coming out of college, we graduated. I'm a millennial. We graduated during the recession, right? In 2008, 2009. And there were not very many jobs at the time. So my career path took a complete left. I went to Japan and studied, taught English there and just studied the Japanese culture while I was in Japan. And I did that for 2 years. Coming back, I had a lot of friends that were in Denver. I'm from the Midwest, Nebraska to be specific. And I decided, well, this is the West Coast of the Midwest. I'm going to go to Denver. It fit me. It was a lot of, progressive ideology and just things like that that really worked well for me. So I decided to find a job. Long story short, I was in the mortgage world. Biology degree, mortgage world, yeah, financials, it's kind of apples and oranges. I did that for almost 10 years and I got back into my love of mycology about 2 years ago. I really started growing and implementing things in my home. I wanted to just grow mushrooms and kind of understand and use some of those fun things in college I learned. I tell people it's really funny. I never liked the lab work while I was in college, and now that's all I want to do. All the rest of the work, I'll let somebody else do that. So I really got back into it and decided once interest rates went, to 7%, we said, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it full time. So I opened the business officially in March of this year.
Oh,
And
wow.
it has been rocket fuel since. We've just been going, going, going. So it's been a very fun, great year so far. We've made a lot of inroads with chefs around, produce suppliers. I'm at 4 different farmers markets, and it's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. Someday I'm going to be able to breathe, Gabby.
A little different than the mortgage business. Okay.
It is.
Now, your mushrooms are available all year round because you are literally growing your own mushrooms.
That's correct. So we have a climate controlled facility. It's in South Denver, right off of Evans and I-25. If you go down Evans to where it meets Iliff, that's right at the crossroads of about Evans and Quebec.
I know exactly where.
So we,
the Dumb Friends League.
Yeah, we grow everything indoors. So mushrooms are really funny. They're very similar to human beings. They breathe oxygen. They really don't need too much light. They don't grow in the dark. Those are 2 common misconceptions. Really, they need oxygen and high humidity, and that's what would provide them. Now, I joke and I say I sing to them as well. I give them some love. I don't know if that helps, Gabby, but they don't seem to be upset about it.
So you can grow, not me, you, any kind of mushroom because when I see your display, you have all different kinds of mushrooms.
Yes, most mushrooms will be able to be cultivated, but not all mushrooms. I probably get asked 3 times a market if I have morels. I wish I had morels. If I could cultivate morels, Gabby, I'd have a yacht by now, but I don't. Okay. There are a few that are very popular. Morels, there's something about them that they need to interconnect with nature. You'll find them a lot after a burn spot happens, in the right climate, the right altitude at the right time. So it
Wow.
really is like searching for gold and treasure, right? Once you find them, you find a big spot of them, and it's just absolutely game on. You don't tell anybody about them. You go back year after year and you try to harvest as many as you can.
Okay, what mushroom? Go ahead. Sorry.
The other two that are very popular in Colorado are called chanterelles,
Right.
and those are non-cultivated. And then you have the porcini.
Right.
That's with the Balearis family, and those are also, so those are kind of your three biggest ones that people really are looking for and want.
Okay, well, when I came to your little stand, I saw all sorts of mushrooms I wanted. So you tell me what are available from you.
Great. So what we do have is we have king trumpets, which are
There.
probably the chef's absolute favorites, what they want most of the time. Lion's mane. A lot of lion's mane is very popular. It's
There.
becoming almost mainstream. Lion's mane is highly researched for its brain cognitive function, but on a gourmet side, it fries up very much like chicken. I tell everybody I trick my kids. I give it to them and they say, "Great chicken, Dad." And I say, "Yeah, you know." So it's a great way to get mushrooms into your life. We also have a whole array of oyster mushrooms. So oysters are commonly known because of the way they look. They almost look like a concave shell. It actually grows off of the side of a tree in the forest. Thus, they're called oysters, kind of like the shell, but they come in different shapes and sizes. We have a pearly white, which is your traditional white color. We have a blue, which is almost vividly blue. We have a pink, and then we have a golden as well. There's a few other I do grow. I have a chestnut mushroom, which, like its name implies, it actually does have a slightly nutty flavor to it. One of its cousins is called the piopino. It's very long and stemmy, almost like the enoki mushroom, but it has a little bit more earthy flavor to it. I really like it in my soups, ramen, and spaghettis. Has a snappiness to the stem. And then, really, at the end, we have some other ones. So they're a little bit harder to grow. They take a longer time, but they're two of my favorites, and that is the shiitake mushroom.
Never been.
Shiitakes, a lot of people know those. Those are very woody, but really robust and very good mushroom. And then the other one is maitake. Maitake is also commonly known as hen of the woods.
Okay.
When you look at it, it literally looks like a chicken, a hen crouching down. It's kind of bushy and it's super robust. I would say earthy and almost piney. And I fry it up with my scrambled eggs in the morning, and it's
Oh,
just
you're making
absolutely
me
amazing.
hungry.
So
Well, I
one
have
of the
fried up and done some of your mushrooms, and they are fabulous. I mean, they're a wonderful dinner.
They are. And I tell people to not overthink it. While these might be gourmet mushrooms, you don't need to be a classically trained chef in order to enjoy these and cook these mushrooms.
Oh, absolutely. Just I put some oil in or butter in the pan and followed your directions. I think it was what 3 minutes and 4 minutes or something, and they were done.
That's it. It really is the way that the savory flavor, or what the Japanese say, umami, that umami, it melds with the fats of your oil or your butter. The way it melds together just absolutely makes for a crispy, great bite. For me, the biggest key, and probably something that's turned people off to mushrooms in the past, is texture.
Oh, I love.
People say to me, they go, "Nathan, I'm going to take this home and I'm going to make the greatest stir fry with soy sauce." And as soon as they say that, I go, "No," because it's a mushroom is spongy almost. It will soak up all the moisture you give it. So if you want a mushy mushroom, put a lot of moisture into it. If you don't, you almost cook them separately, saute them, and then you add it to your dish later. Now, there's some techniques in there, but at the end, you can do a standalone side with your mushroom medley, and it's just absolutely perfect paired with a protein.
You don't even need the protein. It was fab. Show them what is the pink bouquet.
Sure. So I have a few things here today. So this, let's see if we can see it too. Yeah, this is one of the grow kits. Inside of this, we have oak substrate. So in nature, they grow on oak. So a lot of hardwoods. It's not
what
just.
Is that?
Yeah, it's not just oak.
What kind of mushroom?
This is a pink oyster. As you can see, it's very pink. Now it has a little bit less of that oyster look to it. It's a little bit more rigid. So I like it. For example, my wife told me to put this one on the grill. I said, that'll never work. And guess what? We had the most amazing grilled mushrooms with these oysters.
I'm coming to your house.
I know. Come on over. It stands up to heat really well, and it's a very nice sauteed mushroom or grilled mushroom.
Okay, but there was a pink one and a bigger mushroom, trumpet.
The trumpets. Yes, the trumpets are absolutely amazing. A lot of times they can get like almost this big and they have a nice cap on them, but the stem is very almost firm and nice. So chefs really like that. They'll take them, instead of chopping them the long ways, they'll chop them into little medallions, and they'll essentially fry those up as an imitation seafood. They almost get kind of sweet, how your crab meat kind of turns sweet. So think of scallops. That's really what they're trying to imitate with the king trumpets.
Oh, they're wonderful too. All right, so I have gone in and you sell dried, you sell each individual, you have mixed packets. You have all the mushrooms to make anybody happy, but you are also teaching and I assume selling these, what you're showing me here.
Absolutely. So I sell the grow kits.
Right.
So for anybody that's interested in growing at home, you can buy a grow kit that's uncut. This one you can see as well. It's a pink.
I see mush. Oh, okay. I see mush.
Yeah, this is the pink one. So you can buy this. What we do is we just cut an X on it. That allows the oxygen to be introduced to it. And your job, Gabby, would be to spray this a couple times a day. That's it. So with water, that's it. It is actually.
So I'm leaving it in that plastic container.
That's correct.
Well, that looks to me like it's closed on top.
It is closed.
And the X is here.
Yes. So once you cut the X, all that does is introduces oxygen. Once the oxygen is introduced to the substrate and the mycelium, which is, you can think of it as the root network, once you would cut that, in about 7 to 10 days, you're going to get growth just like the other one here. So I cut this one on 9/19. And as we can see, that's the growth out of it.
Wow. Okay. And then I open it up and use it.
That's right. So you're going to wait for it to grow, make sure that it has enough growth to it. You don't want to harvest it too early. So this one here that I'm looking at today, this probably has another day or two of growth on it. Once
Go ahead.
Once it grows, once it's ready, you would just harvest it. And the harvesting is very simple. You literally just take the mushroom and you almost twist it off and it just comes right off.
After that, it does not grow again.
It will grow again. Yes. So I tell people, I always guarantee that you're going to get this first growth. If anything happens, you call me and I'll replace your bag. That being said, I guarantee the first growth. The second growth, or we call them flushes, is If you took care of it really well, which means you gave it a good amount of water, because it has plenty of energy inside the bag. What it doesn't have is a lot of water. Mushrooms are about 95% water. So these bags start at 8 pounds. After the first flush, they're probably 4 pounds. It uses a lot of water. So if you properly moisturized it, sprayed it, and kept it in a good humid environment, you're going to get a second flush.
Okay. And then, I mean, I'm ready to sort of try. I don't know how well I would do. And it's the oyster mushrooms that you're growing.
Yes. And I have 13 species. Here's the thing, for first time growers, I always recommend the oyster mushroom.
Okay. That's nice.
They're very powerful, they're pretty strong. And as we know, Colorado has typically 20 to 30% humidity. So we do have a problem with the conditions.
It's in my house.
That's right. So we want you guys to be successful. And what we want is a great first time opportunity to grow these. Once you've learned what you need and you have a few grows under your belt, you can start stepping up to, I say, level 2 and level 3 mushrooms.
Which you also teach. Once the mushrooms are done, I get these mushrooms, I pluck them. How long will they stay?
So I always say you can put them in the refrigerator. I like to put them in with brown paper bags. The brown paper bags wicks the moisture. You almost get the bag almost turns a little bit wet, right? What that allows, as the mushrooms need to bring the moisture back in, it'll take it out of the brown paper bag, and it should keep in your refrigerator for at least a week.
Oh, wow. Okay. Being that there is somewhat of, I am fascinated. I haven't had a cooking class on one of these interviews ever, but I just did. Tell me, anybody can talk to you. Well, you'll give us numbers and things to do. And you help people, you teach them, you sell them. And
yes,
what haven't you told me that I need to know? Because I'm just up to here in information on mushrooms.
That's right. Well, it's a lot to take in on just an interview like this. So as we turn into the fall and the winter time, and even next year in the spring, I am offering classes where you can come to the shop. You can bring, I think it's going to be a perfect date night, right? So essentially, my idea is we're going to get a little bit of wine, maybe some craft beers, a charcuterie board, and then we're going to learn about mushrooms for a couple hours. And then at the end, you're going to go home with your selection of your grow kit. So it'll be an event. Like I said, a great group activity or a date night is kind of what I'm eyeing.
How many people in a class?
That's a great question. So I'm looking to cap it at about 10 per class to give everybody the one-on-one time that they need. I don't want too big of a group, but I'll also do private groups. If you have a group of 5 to 10 people that you want to come on, that's going to be something I'm going to do as well.
That sounds wonderful. And for this will happen often. You'll just give people a list of classes, et cetera, that they sign up for.
That's correct. So there's another thing that I'm doing. We're actually going to do deliveries and pickup from the shop all the way through the fall, winter, and spring while farmers markets aren't going on. So the mushrooms don't stop just because the farmers market stop.
Great. And so, you would deliver to my house, not just
that is correct. That is correct. So for example, I have a farmer's market in Evergreen, and the people I've talked to, it's going to be a weekly email just to show them what events we have. If you want the mushrooms for that week, let's say all the Evergreen people, I'll drive up to the same location right off of Evergreen Parkway. I'll park there, and you have a 2-hour window to come pick up your mushrooms from the same spot is kind of the idea. If you're in the Denver metro area, anything close to the shop, I'll be able to deliver, or we'll have a window to come pick them up as well from the shop.
Where is the shop?
Great question. So again, I'm off of Valencia and I'm off of Iliff. I am right across the street from the Cherry Creek Golf Course.
Okay.
That is, again, where Evans turns into Iliff.
Okay.
Before you get to Havana Street, I am right there off of Valencia. So it's 2045 South Valencia. And we are unit 16. And that is in Denver.
You're not on Iliff and Havana.
Not quite there. Now, I am on Google Maps, so you could always go to Google Maps.
And I assume people should call you to place an order.
Absolutely. So since I'm a one-man shop, I always appreciate if you're coming over to make sure that I am in. As, for example, after this today, I have to go deliver to chefs in Boulder. So I am in and out of the shop a lot.
Okay, yes. So let's give you are Apex Mushrooms.
That's correct.
How do they find you on the website?
Great question. So I have Instagram, and that is apex.mushroom. I'm on Facebook, and that's Apex Mushroom Colorado. So facebook.com// Apex Mushroom Colorado. My webpage is www.apex-mushroom singular .com.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
If you go to my website right away, as soon as you go to the website, you'll receive a 10% off offer. And if you put your email in there, you'll be able to receive the weekly emails to where we're talking about the events for you and your friends to come. Or if you want to get weekly mushrooms, you can start ordering those as well through the newsletter.
I want to come to a class. I just think it would be fun. So I even know somebody who stops by there. I'm going to make them go to a class with me.
I think a class would be so fun for you guys. My goal is to make people understand mushrooms a little bit more, make a mushroom community, but at the end have a little social hour and then go home with your own kind of show and tell grow kit where you can give your own hand.
I'm going to do it that way. That's the only way I'm going to get to it. And you are at all the farmers, well, not all. You're at University Hills tomorrow on Saturday till the end of October. Correct. And where else are you?
And then we're in Evergreen for 2 more weeks. Okay. The markets this year are pretty much over. Next year, I'm planning to be back at Bellevue Station. Bellevue Station is, again, right off of Bellevue. There's 4 big complexes of apartments that are being built up. It's very cool over there. That's my Sunday market. Okay, well, we'll have you on before that because we're going to take classes and know what we're doing. So technically, go to the website, apex-mushroom.com. Yes, ma'am. That's correct. And that's the easiest way to get everything. People will have seen all this. And just for a second, I hope if you've enjoyed this, actually as much as I have, you'll like and subscribe to the Gabb. That's G-A-B-B on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, Instagram as well. And I can hardly wait to see you maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But great job and great fun. What a different, wonderful thing. We're very excited. Well, thank you so much for having me. Again, my goal is to get mushrooms out to everybody that wants them. Well, could you please deliver me this bouquet over here right now? Absolutely. I need some flower in my house, and that looks like a perfect flower. It sounds great. Thank you. Thank you for your time. And thank you, Gabby. Nathan Rogers of Apex Mushrooms. I've had them. They're fabulous. Get some this weekend because I am. And I'm hinting for flowers sometime soon. Different kind. I'm teasing. Have a great week. Much love. Thank you. Thank you. You as well. Thank you all. Bye-bye.